The Way of Will John.
How many of the people that you have come across and within this industry that have made enough money trading the volatility of Bitcoin versus investing, taking those $200? You didn't say to take it when it pops up, just sell it. Like, do I want to sell my Bitcoin? Do I want to give them a bit more of an understanding of why it's so important to hold on your Bitcoin and for how long? Like, what do I do when it goes up? What do I do, right?
If you would have bought $100 worth of Bitcoin when it launched 10 years ago or whenever it was, and you would have held it to today, you would have had north of $200 million. Okay. I invested into 5 protocols in 2017. I invested maybe 7 protocols, and I invested $5,000 in each protocol, which is $35,000. That portfolio at one stage was worth $40 million. Okay. I never touched it. I didn't trade it. I just didn't touch it.
Right.
So let's break down trading versus investing. There are people who can trade. I've never met a trader who's made more than an investor. So there are people that trade Uber every single day, but who's made the real money on Uber is the investors. Those guys that put in 50 grand at the beginning, and that 50 grand today is worth 150 million or $250 million from putting in 50 grand. Now, I don't care how good you are as a trader, you would never have made that kind of money. You would have got yourself into multiple tax implications depending on where you are, because every trade is a profit generating event. You know that. But more importantly, the percentage of people that actually make good traders is close to 0. It's a very, very, very unique skill. And let me tell you another thing about trading. Trading is not for humans. Okay, because trading is the opposite of how humans feel. So you know how I learned to trade, and I'm a reasonable trader now. I was a very bad trader. I'll tell you. The first time I bought Bitcoin, I paid $500 for it. It went down to $300. I sold it. It shot back up to $700. I bought it back. It went down. It went down to $500. So human beings are terrible traders. And so if you want to be a good trader, you've got to trade without emotion, and you've got to trade the opposite of what you're feeling. It's very hard for people to trade the opposite of what you're feeling. When you're feeling euphoric and you really love Bitcoin, it's very, 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 very difficult for you to sell it because you get an emotional connection to it. And it's a really deep emotional connection. It's an emotional connection on a chemical level. We can go through the chemical breakdown, but in a second. But it's a really deep emotional connection. And so the problem is that you struggle to buy and sell at a low. Like now, everybody's scared. No one wants to buy. When it was at 69,000, everybody wanted to buy. They thought it was the best thing ever. At 30,000, people don't want to buy it anymore. Crazy shit. Because humans are bad traders. Now, if you just bought it and hold it, you would have bought it in 2017, 2018, you would have paid $1,000. You would have had 30 times your money now in the peak of the correction or peak of the blood. And at the top, you would have had 70 times your money. I don't know if I could make that kind of money trading, 70 times your money.
Right.
And so in an emerging technology, when you're part of an emerging technology, your best bet is to buy and hold for long periods of time as the technology gains in adoption. It's just a rule. And so I don't encourage people to trade. I encourage people to take very safe, multiple bets on technologies and just to hold them forever. And some of them will go to 0, but those that succeed and get network effect will make you what we call wife-changing money.